Hello, hello. Happy New Year. It is January 3rd that this will be
Yeah,
posted. Um, yeah, it's odd. We have to start learning how to write a new year, but
2025.
yep,
Yep.
Happy New Year, AJ.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Um, yes, we dive right in. We missed an episode. Diving right in, we had some good football on during that break. College football,
Lots
that
of
is.
lots of it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a solid one. And then yeah, lots of good football last week that leads us up to a couple of playoff scenarios that are going on in the NFL for Week 18, which is also so weird to say. So like looking at all these records, I'm so used to this being the end of the season. 8-8, nine
Yeah.
and seven,
Right.
7-9. Like we've known these numbers for legitimately 20 plus years, and now
Yeah.
we're throwing in an extra number. And talking to Rain about it the other day and explaining like the stats and like Saquon doing an X number of yards, but OJ did it in this many games, and she was like, "Well, that's stupid. They should just keep the same number of games." And I was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "They should."
Now they're trying to
I was
add
like,
another one.
now they're trying to add another game, and I was like, yeah, I was like, they're gonna do two buys, and I was like, yeah, I was like, this is gonna get crazy, and I was like, but I was like, I mean, it's more football, I guess, in the end, but yes, it's odd with the record keeping too, because that always all these records getting broken. It's like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, they got a whole extra game out of it though, so like they better have,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, some solid college football. Take us away.
Yeah.
What was the highlight of the college football first round playoff?
Michigan beating Alabama, obviously.
Yeah, true. The main
Um,
everyone's focused. That's what
it
everyone watched.
it made me so happy to see all the things coming out about January 1st, 2024. We beat Alabama. December
Yes,
31st,
starting
2024.
the year,
We beat
ending the year.
Alabama.
Yeah.
It
Two
was
very different teams too. Like
right.
a national champion Nick Saban team, and then a Jim Harbaugh team, and then a nobody team. That
Yeah.
both teams are fighting for a nobody poll.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
man, that was
Michigan. Yeah,
so
Michigan gets
exciting.
a dub either way. Yeah, I was watching it
Yeah.
for a little bit, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, that's sweet. I was like, they're actually like playing some good football here, and I was like, it's odd to see against Alabama too. But then
Yeah.
again, yeah, right away you're like, yeah,
It
but you
was
did just win a title against them, so
it was uh it was the Ohio State game all over again. I was like, I turned it on, I'm prepared to be disappointed.
yes,
I'll
yeah,
watch this and I'm like, oh man, they might actually do this. And
yeah.
well then actually it wasn't because it started out hot and I was like, oh, this is amazing. That
Yeah,
first
that's what I mean.
quarter,
Yeah, they
three
came out
turnovers
running,
and
and yeah, and I was like,
16
oh
or
my god,
13
they're out here
points.
playing.
But the whole time I was sitting there, I'm like, 13 points isn't going to be enough to hold
Not
on
enough.
to.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
not enough. And then it came 16, and I was like, all right, maybe 16 you do.
yeah.
And it
17's
worked.
that
So,
number. That three
yeah,
possession is where you start to get like a little like, okay, like we gotta really fucking hand this to them
right.
to lose a three possession game. Like two can happen to anybody, but three is crazy.
Yeah. So, but as you asked, the college football, wow, all four teams with a bye lose.
Wild. All four underdogs
Um,
win. Yeah, I
I don't think Penn State was an underdog besides just the
underdog
ranking,
ranking,
but yeah,
ranking underdog.
right.
Like you
Um,
said, yeah, probably a better way to phrase it. Yeah, all the bye teams get a bye. So I mean, or
yeah,
get a lose. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think no matter what, they're gonna fix the reseeding with like the division leaders getting the bye, and like that'll start to fix some stuff and all that good stuff. But
so
I think my biggest concern immediately, right out of the gate, is I think Ohio State wins the national championship. I think that
I
as soon
couldn't
as
agree more.
they started dog walking Oregon, I
Yep.
was like, okay, Georgia needs to show the fuck up. And then watching that game today, I was like, oh no. Like,
Yeah.
we now have a professional team against a Texas team who just barely squeaked out. And then,
Yeah.
no disrespect, but Penn State and Notre Dame. Like,
Yeah.
those two are not ready for that moment against an Ohio State team. Like, that
Yeah.
is. But yeah, so yeah, Penn State winning. That was exciting. They get out. James Franklin wins
Yeah.
technically a big game, I guess. Loaded the
Yeah.
box, didn't let Genty get out. Like
Yeah.
they shut
That's what
that
you got to
down.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good to see. So Penn State gets their dub, and then yeah, I mean the Ohio State game. That's just
Yeah. That was wild. I was
yeah,
not expecting.
no,
I think it was 34-0 at one point,
it had to be.
something like that. Yeah.
It was an absolute blowout.
Because it was 34-8 at half. So yeah,
Yeah.
and Oregon scored right before the half. So yeah. But that Texas Arizona State game was so much fun to watch.
Yes.
As
Oh,
somebody who's
100%.
sitting
The
there
double
like, I don't
overtime.
give a fuck who wins this game.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yep. I was hoping for
Bo
Arizona State.
Scatterbo or whatever his name is.
Scatabo.
Scatterbo, yeah, like dude balled
Yeah,
out
yeah.
for
Winning the
Arizona
MVP
State.
and losing is sick. And
Yeah,
that's yeah, like me mugging the crowd with your helmet ripped off. Like yeah, he had a
yeah,
hell of a game. Like he's a big boy too. Like he's like a top heavy running back.
right.
Like he's an odd build to be like a catching, like receiving kind of running back. But I mean, yeah, if you get the ball out to him, like he's holding on to it and running with it. But yeah, double overtime game. Like I was really pulling for Arizona State, like just for the fun of the upset, because I know it's
Yeah,
like oh, like Oregon hopefully will win, and then they're gonna beat either team either way. So just want Arizona State to win this, but also that hit, like the tip ball thing, I think makes it weird. But tip ball, I'm fine with like no pass interferences or defensive holdings and that kind of thing. Like if it's a
yeah,
holding, I guess it's a holding regardless. Like again,
right.
tip ball or not,
Yeah,
it is what it is. But
pass
like
interference goes away on a tip ball.
but yeah, pass
Yeah,
interference goes away. Like, but like if you're holding him, holding is still there, and like that's fair. And I think that's how like targeting should be. And like I don't understand how that was not. Like he
I
just blasted him in his head with his head.
yeah.
Like there was really no other way to cut it. Like I mean, he did kind of body him, but like the head hits at
It
this. Like he
it was one of
leaned.
those
Like
things where I was like, all right, they didn't call it on the field. Like I understand, bang bang, you didn't
happens
call it on the field.
fast.
But then you're like, we're gonna review it, and they still don't call it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I saw the review, I was like, okay, give them the targeting. That puts Arizona State first and goal.
Uh-huh.
Basically, this game's over. They just got the dub. And then they said, no, go fuck yourself. Finish it out 13 or whatever it was. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, this could get tough.
yeah. It was an interesting call for sure. I'm never gonna blame it on the refs. I understand the refs can play a role, but at the
Yeah,
end of the day, it's
yeah,
still on the players. And like, look,
yeah.
Arizona State had them. They had them fourth down, and then
Yes.
they threw a
Yeah.
touchdown right over their heads and
Yes,
tied it.
right over there. Yeah, that was
So
insane. Yeah, you cannot give up. Like
yeah,
that too. Like that's such a gutsy call. Like this is my Madden plug for the episode. Like I would never like if I'm for like I don't want to give out any Madden secrets, but like yeah, if I got something to lose, it's 4th and 12. Like I'm not hitting a deep post fade unless I have like Calvin Johnson. Like that's
right.
it. You're not getting me 1-on-1 and just thinking I'm gonna throw a ball up there, but. Yeah, I mean he puts it. Yeah, Quinn Ewers. Yeah, he definitely balled out too. Like he was a
Yeah,
stud in that game. It just sucks that they fought so hard and it was only Arizona State. So like now they got a little bit of gas left.
yeah,
And we got to go play an NFL level Ohio State team. So, but yeah,
yeah,
Texas 39, Arizona State 31, double overtime, and then yeah, like we said, Ohio State beats Oregon 41-21. That number doesn't even feel as close as this game was. It
I
was
agree.
domination
Yeah,
from Ohio State start to finish. Um, and then, yeah, Penn State gets that win 31-14. And then today, Notre Dame upsets Georgia. Georgia just looked just. Both teams came out really slow. Like it was
yeah.
a field goal battle until that turnover right before half.
Uh huh.
Notre Dame kicks that second field goal, goes up 6-3, gets a touchdown before half. It's 13-3, and then it just was. They came out of half, scored again. It's 20-3.
They returned
And
the
then,
opening half kickoff.
oh yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. In my
they
head, right away,
scored.
I was like, what did they do? I was like, what
They
touchdown
scored
did they get?
17 points in like
Straight points.
56 game
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah, yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, which is, I mean, like 45 minutes, but yeah.
Right, because of halftime. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
just
more or less was
wild.
even joking without halftime that always ends
Oh,
up being 45 minutes. But yeah,
yeah,
you're right. Technically speaking, yeah, because yeah, I was like, that is a good actual estimate. I should have said like 2 hours, and he would have probably got it. But
yeah,
I was like, damn, like 45 minutes is actually pretty accurate for that. But yeah, no, yeah, Notre Dame looked good again. As I'm watching that game, though, I'm like, okay, Georgia's not playing to the best of their ability, and Notre Dame is playing lights out right now.
hmm
No one is going to compete with Ohio State. Like
yeah,
that, I'm concerned now that Ohio, because like I said, I don't really have much of a dog in this fight. The only one is that like the only breed I don't like is Ohio State. Like that,
yeah,
unfortunately, is a little bit of bias I have. Where I'm like, I just really don't want them to win.
yeah,
Like that's it. So yeah, but yeah, I think unless Texas can surprise us, then I don't really care who wins. Again, I'm kind of rooting for Penn State at this point. Like I think that'd be sweet to see. Like out of the 4 left, like yeah, give me Penn State. But yeah, just I don't know. I mean, I guess if Penn State Ohio State get in there, then it's like this Big Ten matchup, and then it really is anybody's game. That's imagine like Eagles Cowboys Super Bowl
yeah.
kind of thing. Like you get a divisional rival playing a Super Bowl like that. Yeah, anything can happen.
You're not wrong.
So
And if Penn State plays like they did against Oregon in the Big Ten
true,
championship,
true.
they could easily beat Ohio State. So
Yeah, yeah, true.
I,
Yep, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. we'll
It
see
pretty
what
much depends on
happens.
which Ohio State is showing up, Michigan or
Yeah,
Oregon. Because
right.
if that were the game that just showed up with Ohio State, that's a tough day for anybody
That's
that's left.
so. This goes back to my point about how hard it is to keep those emotions up game after game after
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and I think this is where it plays into it. Is like I think you can say it for both teams because Texas went to double overtime. That like I
Yeah.
feel like this could be a snooze fest of a game. Like just
True.
both
Yeah, yeah.
teams just
I
kind
think
of
that
blah,
like
and
Texas hits that plane ride home or whatever, and they're like, "Holy shit, we won this!" But they are exhausted. Whereas
yeah,
I think Ohio State, like their starters were chilling in the fourth quarter, like they're
yeah.
listening to the stadium music, getting the crowd pumped up. So yeah, you're not wrong. It's both of them threw everything at this game, but I think ultimately like Ohio State comes in there a little more rested
Also,
than Texas. But
also for what it's worth, these teams have now played more games than any other team. Like this game will be the most of any other game basically ever because of the way it all works out.
what do you mean?
Well,
Rephrase that.
they're playing. This will be their 16th game, I think, and typically most only play 15 games in a season, and that includes making the national championship. So now
So this will be the
you're now
16th game,
playing
and then
more
if they win
football than
another
basically
one,
anybody ever has.
oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, so
Right.
if you become the national champion this year, you're hitting like a 17 game span.
Yeah.
Other people have only ever hit 15 and had a lot of
Right.
committees and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
So
this is fun. I like it. That's yeah, like it's definitely fun. That's
I
yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
unfortunately am very skeptical of, or I'm very weary and scared of Ohio State winning. But other than that, I like it.
Yeah, I really don't. Did they win the very first year when they did the college football playoff too? I feel
Uh,
like they did. Or was it Alabama that? No, I
no,
feel
they
like it was. I
did.
feel like it was Ohio State that won the
Yeah,
first one against
Ohio State
Oregon.
played
Marcus
Oregon.
Mariota.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marcus Mariota. Yep, yeah,
yep,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it feels like one of those years where it's like, of course they're gonna win it and stamp their name on there. Like it's always either Bama or Ohio State, and that
yeah,
sucks. But for the most part, like this could have been anybody that's played so far really did have sort of a chance, except for like those first round teams, like your SMU's
yeah,
and like those teams. Like that first round was really kind of a joke. But this bowl game round was it could have gone either way, and obviously it
yeah,
did because the underdogs, quote unquote, ranking underdogs, won all of them. So
yeah,
yeah, I think they fixed it a little bit more. Again, you wouldn't have Ohio State playing Oregon, which everyone talked like it was Oregon. It worked against Oregon, and it really did. That they were the one seed and got penalized. They ended up playing such a good team. So
yeah.
yeah, what a goofy scenario there. But
I I think they end up. So I've been looking into this. The biggest problem with not giving the buys to the conference champions is the way that the money's going to be divided next year with the realignment of
yeah,
conferences. So the biggest thing is that the f- the payouts from college football are coming from what round you make it into in the playoffs. So,
mm,
like for instance, the schools that played in the round of eight, so the games we just watched, all of those schools got like a $5 million payout for being in that game. Now, if you're in the next round, so you win that game, now it's like a 8 million, and the college football championship is like 10 million. And so the reason that they put the four conference champions in there is so that the Arizona State and Boise State are getting money because the
mm,
previous round was only like $1 or $2 million.
right. But then so they
And
get locked into the
right, so
second round
they get
technically.
locked into that second round and get that money. But the argument to that, and like my point is that's fine. Okay, if that's the way it's all going to be broken out and that's how the payouts are going to work, I'm fine with that because I want these smaller schools getting the
To
money.
get
They
the
need
money,
it.
yeah, yeah,
They
I'm
need
all
it
for
more
the
than a
money.
Texas does.
Right. But
But
don't give him a first round bye though. Just give him the money.
you can do that. But if that's set in stone, which it probably is, it's probably in some sort of contract. Like this is how the
Yeah.
payouts are going to be until our next TV deal or whatever it is. If that's set in stone, that's fine. Just reseed after the first round.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
That honestly would have. Yeah, yeah,
now to be fair, Oregon still would have been playing Ohio State because Ohio State was the 8 seed. But
yeah.
like you can if you're gonna reseed, then you can also reseed the first round and just have those
You know what's funny is it
like
really was. Did it really? Was it? It is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it really was. So reseeding would have exactly been this
yeah,
scenario, wouldn't it? Yeah.
right.
So reseeding would have
Yeah.
ended up this.
It wouldn't
But
have
again,
worked this
we're
year, but
yeah, yeah, that's
this
this
year
year. But also, we're
seems like
even
a weird
talking
year.
too is like yeah, yeah, yeah. But either way, like that goes to kind of prove that giving the conference championship still, even with reseeding, could end up in this kind of weird scenario where that
Yeah.
one seed is getting penalized, and so yeah, I think that there's definitely something to do there. Again, yeah, the money. I know the money always is what drives all of it, so like they're gonna figure out the dollars and cents first, but. Yeah, I mean, for it to make a little bit more sense. But yeah, I mean, again, regardless, it's been fun so far, so I'm all
Right.
for it. So yeah, we're a week out. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, it's a Thursday.
I've
So yeah,
yet to
next.
sit down and be like, man, I really have to watch this football game.
Yeah, no, yeah,
So
all
like,
yeah. Alabama, Michigan was really the one where I was like, I gotta sit down and watch this, and I was like, oh, this is actually a solid game. It's like, all right,
yeah,
cool. Um, but yeah, we're a week out. So next Thursday night, Penn State Notre Dame 7:30 p.m. on ESPN, and then Friday night 7:30 Texas Ohio State. So see if Texas can save the world. We're all rooting for you,
yeah,
Texas, because then at that
hook
point,
'em.
yeah, hook 'em. Like, let's go, baby. Come on, McConaughey. Because, yeah, at that point, yeah, I'm a big Texas fan right now. Because at that point, like, it's a toss up. Any one of those teams, I'm excited to see
Yeah,
them win a title. Like, good for them. But I'm rooting for Penn State. I'm just rooting against Ohio State for
yes,
sure. So,
agreed.
but,
All
all right.
right,
Over to the meat and bones, the good stuff.
yeah. So we're hopping in here to week 18, as we mentioned earlier, of the NFL.
I
Starting
hate it
off,
here.
do you?
Yes.
So we have what's that? The AFC North, right? That's what division that is.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
Steelers, Ravens, Bengals,
yeah.
Browns.
So yeah, that's kicks off our Saturday football again. Uh, Browns travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Bengals travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Baltimore negative 20.5 point favorites. Um,
Which is insane.
yeah,
Because they want that dub to just keep their spot.
yeah.
They got that extra win over Pittsburgh, and now yeah, they do not want to lose that. I mean, you're gonna ask, so I'm so sad. Like I spent. I,
We're just skipping over these games entirely.
No, not entirely, because it ties into that where you were just talking about those teams winning, like who the Bengals play and who they all play this week
Oh
with the
right,
Ravens.
the
Because you're
Bengals.
talking
Yeah,
AFC North, and so like the Bengals will let
yeah,
me into it. But yeah, I mean, when we get to the AFC West, we're gonna talk about it. But the Bengals, really, there's a huge, gigantic elephant in the room with the Bengals, and it's my fucking Broncos. And I've really I've watched football the last 2 weeks, but I have really truly been so checked out, so checked out.
probably a good thing for you.
Jonathan Taylor dropped that fucking ball. We scoop the fumble, or call gets overturned. Momentum shifts our way. We beat the shit out of the Colts. We're 9-5. We are fucking 9-5. So at this point, we are 14 weeks into the season of me saying I don't believe in the Broncos. I don't believe in Bo Nix. The season's a fucking waste. We're terrible. We're gonna lose. We're not gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna fuck it up. Just wait. Watch this. Hold my beer. Knew it was gonna come. And then we beat the Colts, and I literally remember where I had a moment where I was like, damn, this might be pretty cool. This year's gonna be pretty fun. We're about to make the fucking playoffs, dog. We're 9-5. Bo Nix is balling out. Our defense is legit. Everyone's on PS2 train. Like, we actually might be fucking in it this year. Like, we win a playoff game or two. Like, we could fuck around in an AFC championship this year. Like, I really let
I don't
my
know about
hopes get
that.
up. I let my hopes get up for one day, one
All
fucking
your
day.
fault. All your fault.
It is literally my fault. I spent 14 weeks trying to put up the shield of no, we suck, leave me alone, we're terrible. And then literally after the Colts game, I was like, well, maybe. And then we fucking lose to the goddamn Chargers after the stupid
Free
fucking
kick.
free kick. Oh my god, momentum shifting free kick for whatever reason, because everyone was just confused and googling shit
Yeah.
for the second half. And then lose to the fucking Bengals after we beat them 3 times in the final minutes. We should have just closed the game out and won, and somehow fucked that up because we were playing too conservatively. So yeah, so speaking of the Bengals in the AFC North, I'm really sad about the Broncos. They have really fucked the end of the season up for me, and it's just sad to see because it's my fault. I let my hopes get up for literally 1 second, and it has backfired ever since that point. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with the Broncos. But anyway, yeah, so the Bengals, I'm really hoping that they fucking just shit the bed this last week. I really need them to lose to the Steelers. I need the Steelers to really want that seeding spot and to beat the Bengals. That is the goal. Ah, tickets as low as $52. We could go. I'm gonna shine a laser pointer in Joe Burrow's eye. I feel like just for saying that, I'm gonna get like an FBI cease and desist tomorrow. They're gonna be like, "Our AI picked up on laser pointer in someone's eye." The NFL takes that very seriously.
Okay.
What are you digging into?
I'm trying to see what the situation is. So, looking at the standings, the Broncos are 9-7. The Dolphins and Bengals are both 8-8, and
Yep.
still have an opportunity to get in.
Yep. So they
So,
both got to win and we lose, then the Bengals are in.
is that how it is? So, but this says ESPN's website says the Dolphins win the tiebreaker over Cincinnati based on best win percentage in conference games.
Yes. So if we lose and both of them win, the Dolphins are in. If we
Right,
lose,
because
Dolphins lose, Bengals win, they're in. If we
you all
win, we're
finished
in.
9-8.
Yes, we just
Yeah,
have to win and we're in. We just have to beat
right.
Carson fucking Wentz. We just have to beat
I
Carson
saw
Wentz.
he might not even play. Who's their third string? They were talking about him playing. I forget why. I saw that today.
Chiefs to start. Or Wentz to start, not Chiefs. Fuck.
I forget why they were talking about
I don't
Wentz
know, but
not
he's gonna
starting.
be. Yeah, I mean, the articles are talking about him playing,
Fair enough.
but
Um,
Wentz hurt.
I don't think it was because Wentz was hurt.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I don't see anything about him being hurt or anything. So yeah, it could have just been Wentz not playing.
Anyways, I digress. So yeah.
No, it's okay. You have me excited. You have me really excited because I'm nervous. I don't love the Carson Wentz situation. Because like they're resting
You'll
some
be fine.
defensive players still, but like I think that the Chiefs honestly are probably more scared of the Bengals than they are us.
Oh, I would
So
be.
I
No offense to you,
think,
but I definitely
right,
would
yeah,
be.
but I think playing chess, they're like, yeah, fuck that, let them win, so they get in and we just beat them in a week and don't have to fuck around
Well,
with
they
the
won't even
Bengals in
play them
three
because the
weeks.
Chiefs will have the bye. So,
That's what I mean. Like, regardless, so like they would rather run into the Broncos than the Chiefs at any, or than the Bengals at any point
but
in time.
do you play chess and not checkers? Beat the Broncos so that maybe the Bengals have a shot to go to Buffalo
Yeah, but see, I just wouldn't want them to be in. Oh, to take Buffalo
to
out.
take Buffalo out. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't want to play the Bengals either. Like that still is like
I just
because
don't
they
disagree.
are.
That's a scary team.
Yeah,
They can put up
yeah.
41 real quick.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they might not be able to stop you from putting up
With
41,
four
but
or five plays in some instances because
yeah,
Jamar Chase got 2 80-yard touchdowns. So like
yeah,
it
right.
is it can happen in a
Oh,
very
hello,
quick
sir.
manner with them. So I think you're talking to me and I was like, hey.
No, he scared the shit out of me. If I'm being honest.
Um, but so Saturday is our AFC North day. Both the games
Yeah.
there finish up. So if the Ravens win, they clinch that spot and they're in. If they lose, then like you said, the Steelers win with strength of schedule. They'll win the tiebreaker.
I
Um,
think that might be wrong, but I think that's
I'm
right.
pretty sure that's right. I'm almost certain that is.
Yeah.
I could also be wrong too. Who fucking knows? But I think
Because
it's divisional. I think it's
otherwise, I don't
divisional.
know how
It's divisional.
Baltimore's a 20.5 point favorite if Baltimore's not playing for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That does something doesn't add up
Because
there.
they're not resting. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they want to win that game because they don't want to go on the road. So
Yeah.
um
And then we move to Sunday where shit gets
yeah.
wild because like Panthers Falcons. I guess technically the Falcons are battling for their playoff
Yeah, they
chances.
have to win, but need
If
lots of help to do it.
Oh,
So
they
the
just need the
Panthers are
Bucks to lose. So it's the Bucks lose, Falcons win, the Falcons are in. The Bucks win, the Falcons are out. So,
okay.
so I guess we'll see what Penix does in what his third start now.
Carolina is yes, and Carolina is also drafting currently sixth, so they're 4-12, and all of the teams in right above them are 3-13. So there's four 3-13 teams and 5 4-12 teams. There's so many dog shit teams this year. It's hilarious. Like half of the league is less than 800, or less than 500.
Yeah, but then like half the league has 10 or more wins. Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. 10 wins and you're in the playoff, which is just wild.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, no, yeah, that'll be a good one. I mean, like I said, because Carolina's gonna want to play spoiler. It's a divisional game.
Yeah.
They're surging, but I mean, at the same time, like, they need that draft pick. But I don't think that they're gonna sneak into the first one. Actually, looking at strength of schedule, they are. They're a .474. They're the lowest of the four and no .496. They're the second lowest of the 4
Yeah.
and 12 teams. So yeah, if they lose and they go 4 and 13 in any one of the other ones, but yeah, they would need all four of those other teams to win to get like
Hmm.
up into there into a tie. And so yeah, I don't
Right.
think New England, Tennessee, Cleveland, and New York are all going to get a dub this weekend. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean it sucks that we're watching for Tankathon stuff, but yeah, a way more fun game that will be things decided. Washington at Dallas, so in Jerry's world, and Washington needs this to kind of they're clinched, right? They're in the playoffs for
So yeah,
sure. It's just
Washington's
seeding
in. It's just a matter of them and the
6 or
Packers. Who's
7
going to
seed.
Philadelphia? Who's going to uh shit, I was just looking at it. Who's going to LA?
Ooh, got it. So it's Commanders, and so you guys don't play each other. It'll be who's playing who. Commanders, Eagles versus Packers, Rams. It won't be Eagles, Commanders.
It'll be no, it'll either be Eagles. The Eagles are locked into the 2 seed, so they'll get
Yeah,
the 7th seed.
right.
So that's either the Packers or the Commanders. Right now it's the Packers.
Got it. Because the
But
Rams are okay.
and then
Yeah, they're in division.
whoever gets the
Yeah,
6th then goes to LA to play the Rams.
right. 'Cause yeah. Okay. All
So
right. Cool.
so the Commanders are looking to win to
Dude, the Rams having 10 wins is scary too.
stay above
They're a
them.
scary team because they were good. We talked high on them in the beginning of the year. Then they died
Yeah,
of all those injuries for 4 or 5 weeks. But now everyone's back and they're clicking. So
yeah,
like, yeah, I mean, they're previous winners. Like Stafford and McVay could go do it again. Like it would take a
yeah,
hell of a run. They have all
and
the
they're gonna be
weapons.
sitting their starters, so like they'll all be coming off of a nice
Some
rest. All
rest.
their older
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, the Commanders take on the Cowboys in Jerry's world. I expect the Cowboys to lose this game. I don't.
Yeah.
Washington is looking for the win, so they don't
Yeah.
have
They
to go to
need it.
Philadelphia, and the Cowboys don't really have anything to play for. At that point, you're
No.
losing by or you're losing more by winning.
Yeah,
So
because it's draft pick. Yeah, it's draft
yeah,
pick scenarios at that point. Like they're looking at a teen draft pick at this point anyway. So yeah, I mean, winning isn't going to do you much except for pushing to the 20s. So like,
yeah,
yeah, you want out of that race. But yeah, but also, I mean, they might just want to play spoiler. Mike McCarthy might be fighting for his job. Like, yeah, there could be extra things fighting there. But yeah, I think the Commanders definitely pulled that one out.
you know,
They are a -6 favorite for that.
yeah. And then you have the Bears Packers. So like we said, Packers are fighting with the Commanders. I don't. Again, the Bears aren't fighting for anything, so you might
No,
as well
yeah.
lose. Um,
I think even if they wanted to win a play spoiler, they couldn't. So yeah, they don't have that in them. They're not that team.
yeah,
You're not that guy.
unless
You're not that guy, pal. You're not
unless
that
the
guy, man.
Packers were sitting people,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
which
happening.
that's
But then you have the
they want
Texans
that to be too.
Titans, a game,
Absolutely nothing.
nothing. Yeah,
Absolutely
the
nothing. Yeah,
Texans locked up the
Texans.
division,
Yep.
I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They're locked up. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no one in
so
the
they're locked
division.
in as the 4 seed, and then the Titans are just trying to lose again. So
Yep.
like, presumably the Texans will win, but who
It's
knows?
hilarious that Jacksonville, Indianapolis was scheduled, and they said that'll be an AFC South fucking hard-headed divisional rivalry, just fucking all-out brawl for Week 18. And
Yeah,
it turned out to be probably one of the worst games on the slate. 7-9 versus 4-12 is a shit show. So
yeah,
yeah, that one is who really cares? Tickets as low as $10. Houston at Tennessee, tickets as low as $5. That's insane. Yeah, those stadiums are gonna be empty, and everywhere's cold right now. Like no one
yeah,
wants to sit in that shit and watch that kind of football. So
yeah.
Buffalo at New England, another one. Buffalo's locked
Nobody's
up.
playing for
Yeah,
anything.
New England really needs to lose though, and so like this is a little bit of one of those chess games where Buffalo, if they do lose, they give New England not the number one pick. So like they don't have to fuck around with like them getting a number one pick, a Shador, or anything like
Yeah.
that. So like there is a chance that Buffalo really tries to throw this game, but
Sorry
um,
to interrupt. I've never seen this in the NBA before. I'm watching the Sixers game right now,
mhm.
and the ball bounced off the referee's chest, like as the
Interesting.
dude was dribbling it. Like he
I
was
think they just
trying.
called it a dead ball, and it's the team that had possession last.
Uh, I,
Or
according
they
to
play
that,
alive.
according to that, no, the ref is out of bounds, so therefore the ball's out of
Mm,
bounds, goes to the other team.
interesting.
Yeah,
I feel
because
like that's been changed. I feel like I used to understand it that it was either a live ball, like it hits the ref, and it's just like tough shit. If it hits off his knee and rolls that way, like he's part of the court essentially. Like
right,
it's
but the
just like
refs in
he's
this case was out of bounds.
well then yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
then yeah, I
he
guess
was
that's
standing
so I
on the
guess that's the rule.
sideline.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So it hit him, so it's out. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. It's okay. So I think that there was just we were kind of both right there.
yeah.
That
Because the
yeah,
dude for
maybe
the
it is
Sixers
still
is
him.
like, "What the fuck? I saved that,"
Yeah,
and then the
he's
ref's like,
like,
"No,
nah,
no, that
that
went off my chest."
it went off me. It's my
He
bad, bro.
goes,
I got my
the ref literally goes,
I got money on this. That's my bad. I got money on this game. No shot. Yeah,
um,
Boston cleaned up in for with Minnesota earlier, which was a tight game. I see Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum battling it out. It's always sick.
that's
So
pretty cool.
that was a fun game. But anyway, back to some foos.
Anyways,
Fancy foosball.
back
Friends.
to the Bills not carrying and the Patriots trying to lose.
Yeah,
You have the
both
same thing with
teams.
the Giants Eagles. Eagles resting starters. Sorry, Saquon.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's I definitely see both sides of the argument. I I very much want to see him get the title, but I
Yeah,
don't want to see anybody get hurt. And it's the hardest part is that like you can't just play Saquon. You also have to play the offensive line, and like offensive line injuries are weird.
yeah.
They can happen on any play. They happen weird and strange times.
Yep. And
Um,
then I think like, I was thinking about this today, and I think that it's like it's as simple as like a risk versus reward thing, and it's like obviously, but like when you really think about it, it is the if you get the rushing title by sitting him, you're saying we need the rest so that we can get to the playoffs, win a bunch of games, and win a Super Bowl, and that's more important. So
mhm.
if that happens, you're right. If it doesn't happen, then for the next everyone always
Right.
is just gonna want that talking point of yeah, but you got the record. So like, yeah, as a head coach, like there is no right answer here. Like you
Yeah.
can't, because if you play him and he gets hurt, you are gonna get crucified because now you are almost inevitably not going to win the Super Bowl, and that's
Yeah.
the reason why. But if you sit him, there's really no guarantee you're going to win the Super Bowl. So
Right.
it's like you should try, but yeah, I think for me it's more or less it's because it's the Giants, and like I bet the Giants called the Eagles and were like, "We'll write whatever check you want. Just we need that clip to stop circulating the internet, and it'll be the number one NFL films clip of all fucking time if he gets the rushing record against us in your house and has like a 5 touchdown, 280-yard game. Like,
Yeah.
please sit him." So
I
yeah, no, yeah,
also
I think it's the right choice though. That yeah, like you said, like you're playing for a Super Bowl, you're not playing for titles and shit. Especially a guy like Saquon, like
yeah.
he don't give a fuck. So
I also did see the rushing record including playoffs is Terrell Davis. He has like 2,400 something.
he's a dog. At that
Um,
98 year, he's a dog.
and they're like Saquon could break that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yeah,
like
you got an extra game out of it, but
you
yeah, he can still
yeah.
definitely break it.
Like you get a matchup against the Commanders or the Packers and you could easily put up 180, 200 yards on them
Yeah,
in a
because
playoff game.
those could both be tight games. That
Hmm.
yeah, it could definitely be a tight 28-35 kind of game. And
Yeah.
Saquon has 2 touchdowns. And yeah, like you said 200 yards almost. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that'd be
Anyways,
fun to see. But
we have the Saints going to Tampa to take on the Bucks, who win and you're in.
yeah.
So we expect Baker to ball out, continue to.
We did invite John to this episode. He had some stuff going on, so he did give us his take that he texted to me. He said, "I have a take. Saints going to lose by 1,000,000. That's my take for Week 18." So there you have it. Saints are going to lose by 1,000,000 points to the Bucks. Yeah, I think Baker's going to go off. This is me with my Baker love. The playoffs are better with Baker in it. Like it's like the year that LeBron didn't make it. Like I was still happy to watch basketball, but I just was like you're telling me that there's not even a chance LeBron is going to be in the final. Like there's not even like I can't even just think about the opportunity that he's going to be in the finals this year, and it was like that kind of sucks, and that's kind of what that's like. Not having Baker or Jameis in there is really tough. We obviously aren't getting Jameis, so I really need some Baker in the playoffs. Like I
Do
just
we?
need some Baker. Yeah,
Sam
I know
Darnold's not
yeah.
cutting it for you.
No, I want them both because yeah, like a Bucks Vikings matchup would be sick. Like that, however that would play out would be fun as hell to see those two guys just being like fucking Panthers. Am I right?
I mean, that's what it would be potentially. 4-5 matchup.
Is that the first round that they would play? Is Vikings Bucks?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
whoever
that's the
loses the
Vikings have the
Lions
one
game
seed.
goes
Yeah.
to
5, and then
Tampa
Bucks would
or
have
potentially
4.
Atlanta. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and it would be in Tampa too. That would be
yeah.
great. Damn, dude, being the Lions or the Vikings, you're in a dude. You really
So
want that one
remember,
seed.
remember Baker went to Detroit and beat Detroit earlier this year.
Yeah, that's
So
the thing.
now
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 you're
you
going to
got to come to
Tampa.
Tampa.
And I see, yeah, that's not
Yeah.
safe. You really, I was thinking that too. I was like, yeah, I mean, the one seed's kind of important, but how important is it? Like now, it's very important
Uh-huh.
because the Vikings and the Lions are both very good, but neither one of you want to play the Bucks. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to play a spicy bite Baker. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, Kansas City at Denver. I don't know if we were talking about it on air or not. Was that on air or was that before?
I think it was
Oh,
on
yeah, it
air.
was. It was just coming. Yeah, it was a couple
Yeah.
minutes ago. I'm an idiot. I went brain dead for a second.
Yep.
Um, yeah, Carson Wentz starting for the Chiefs. I am nervous. I just really hope the Broncos win and get us in the playoffs.
I think
now,
it'll be all
because
right.
I got my hopes up for 1 second and it backfired and it's all my
You're
fault.
at home. The Chiefs are resting starters, which seems weird to me, but I get they're old, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You guys should be able to take care of business. You got to.
I hope so.
This is what you get paid to do.
If we fucking lose, dude. I think for me, like, I do like that the Bengals play Saturday because, like, if they lose, I can, like, breathe a little bit. Who do the Dolphins play?
The Dolphins play the Jets.
The Jets, which we haven't got to yet. Oh, fuck, dude. God damn it. The Dolphins are going to sneak in by the Broncos. Oh, my God. Yeah, I think the Bengals end up losing to the Steelers, and that whole Cinderella story comes to an end. But I think the Dolphins beat the fuck out of the Jets because they were like a playoff favorite team, like they were like a top 3-4 seed team everyone anticipated, and God,
Aaron Rodgers won't be playing, presumably.
has he played all year? Like
Yeah, right.
I don't love that. So I'm not happy about Denver now. I'm back in a slump. I'm just like I'm so upset with myself for getting my hopes up. Like the moment that I walked away from that Jonathan Taylor game and was like, the fucking Broncos, man. Like, how are we feeling? And then right away the next day I woke up and was like, what did I do to myself yesterday? Like, yeah, I jinxed me, but. Chargers at Raiders. This is a game for nothing. Raiders are definitely going to try to lose this game because of the Tom Brady prime connections and all that shit. Like, yeah, they want in that race as much as possible. So there's no way. But although Antonio Pierce is out there trying to win and Hayden O'Connell, which is so funny. Like, what a disastrous of a team. I do love that they're in our division though, because I think that's a free win or two every year. But oh my God, we beat the Raiders this year, didn't we? Twice.
Yeah.
Thought about that just now.
For the first time. Remember, this is the first time you guys won in Las Vegas.
Devin texts me every time we play the Raiders and lose. And he's like, it's fucking dog shit. The Broncos suck. And I just realized, haven't heard from Devin this year. Have not heard from Devin all season. So, yeah, I just realized that. Yeah,
we'll have to make sure you tag him in this.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot him a message. And be like, hey, man, haven't heard from you. How you doing? How are the Raiders? But yes, I don't love that. But yes, Chargers.
My poor Seahawks did get eliminated last week. Didn't have an opportunity to talk about it, but they didn't win their division. The Rams did pull it off. So the Rams resting people, the Seahawks, I guess, at 9-7 are battling for pride. I don't know. You're kind of in that awkward situation where you're too high to be relevant and too low to be worth anything. So
pretty much dead center, 18th on the draft pick board.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even a loss is going to put them at 16th, 17th. So,
yeah.
They're in a tough spot there. It was a weird season, but I mean, they were my what the fuck team all year long. It was them and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Which again, they happen to be in the same division. But
speaking of the Cardinals,
Cardinals
are playing the 49ers in a game that doesn't matter for either team.
Yep.
So
Saturday there. And then of course we already talked about
the one seed in the NFC on Sunday night.
I love that. I love that they shifted that to Sunday Night Football. Like that's a solid move.
Yep.
That'd be a really, really good way to end the season. Tickets as low as $349.
Yeah,
that's going to be a fucking packed house in Detroit. Ford Field is going to be wild because they want the one seed. They want the Super Bowl. They know that this is the step. Like we talked about, you don't want to play the Bucks in Tampa.
Yeah.
Like you've had such a good year.
Also a division rival. Like this is it.
Where are their standings at? Yeah, they're both 14-2. So to be 14-2 and then to drop to a 5 seed and be on the road against the 10-7 Buccaneers would be really deflating. Or even in Atlanta against the Falcons, like any one of those scenarios, it's like that sucks. Like
Yeah.
you dogged people all year long, and now you're just because you're in one of the best divisions, you're 5 seed look outside looking in. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pulling for like the Sam Darnold Vikings story is all great and all, but like again, my Super Bowl pick was the Lions anyway. But like I'm pulling for them just because like I think the city of Detroit just a Super Bowl would just like I can't even fathom how much that would mean to those people like the people there that just love the like because this is a drought of all droughts. So like they've
So
seen some shit. So like yeah, I'm all for them getting one.
yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I think I saw it was the Vikings Bills Super Bowl. Both teams would be going in 0-4 in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
One of them would get a win, and the other would fall to 0-5.
0-5. Holy shit.
So
That
like
is
that would be a cool
crazy.
storyline.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really. I think Eagles Bills would be like that would tear down the city of New Orleans. I think that is a dangerous, dangerous
yeah,
like those two fan bases, like the Bills Mafia jumping through tables and shit, and just the fucking filth that is of Philadelphia. Like I just think that those two blending together in the city of New Orleans would just be a fucking shit show.
yeah,
So
I agree with you.
yeah, that would be some chaos.
But yeah, other than that, Pro Bowl rosters were released. I think yesterday. Um,
Jane
so
Daniels made it. I saw that. That's yeah, good for him
he did,
for
yeah.
jumping in there.
Everybody's talking Patrick Mahomes snub. Um,
They've been terrible all year. They haven't scored 30 points. That's yeah. Like why would he?
yeah, he's he started off the season really slow, and then he's been playing his average, which is
Yeah,
arguably
still
above
pretty good.
average.
Yeah,
But
yeah, still
like
pretty good.
when you're just playing your average, and the first part of your season was lower, that
Yeah.
brings this down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like,
He's
there's
had
just
no
other
MVP conversations this year or anything
yeah,
around
other
that. Like
than
he is not balled out.
right,
Like
other than just having the team wins, there's not really anything there in my opinion.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
me. There's nothing flary enough to be like, oh yeah, that's for sure a Pro Bowl player. And also, it's
yeah.
fucking fan voted. So like, tell the Chiefs fans. I'm pretty sure it's mostly fan voted, is it, or is it? Did they change that?
It's three. There's three
Or it's
ways. There's
split now. It's
yeah.
split.
There's the
That's right.
fan
That's
vote,
right.
the media, and the players vote.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So,
So, yeah. Either way, the Chiefs Nation, that's their fault. They should have fucking went all out for their Patty boy. But yeah, honestly, all the Chiefs fans are Swifties now, so they all voted for Travis Kelce instead.
yeah,
Also, looking up the Super Bowl records all time, wow, that is just some shit in here. Like, dog, we are the fucking. I've never really seen it like this. Like just looking at all the records, but the fucking Broncos are the LeBron James of the NFL, 3-5 in the Super Bowl. I was like, oh, other teams have dog shit records like that too. No, you either don't make it or you win. Like that is it. Like 1-0, 2-0,
yeah,
2-0, 4-1, 4-1, 6-2, 6-2, 4-2, 5-3, 5-3, 3-2, 3-2, 6-5, 2-2, 1-1, 2-3, 2-3, 1-3. The Eagles, Rams, Dolphins, and then the Broncos are the only ones that have a win, but then are negative. Like
yeah.
we're the only four teams that are under 500 but have a dub. Everyone else is 0-3, 0-4, 0-1, 0-2, 0-1.
Right.
So
Or it's just never
yeah.
made it.
Or just never made it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. Like that's fucking. I saw it and I was like, damn, why are we so bad? Like our win percentage in the Super Bowl is fucking dog shit. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a .375 win percentage in the Super Bowl, but the Eagles are a .250. So yeah, fuck Philly. Just kidding. I'm rooting for you guys to get deep in the playoffs this year. I think it'll be fun.
I hope so. We'll see. Other than that, I don't really have much to talk about. There's definitely every team has a snub of some kind. I can speak for my Eagles. It was Jordan Mailata, who's arguably one of the best left tackles in the league. Somehow not on the Pro Bowl roster. So
I think my issue is that I do not at all in any way, for any reason, under any circumstance, care about the Pro Bowl. Like I do not care at all. We could talk about this and read this list, and then next week you could be like, "Dude, they played the Pro Bowl on Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Did you see it? It was awesome." I'd be like, "Yeah, it was fucking awesome, dude." Like there is nothing that I like. There's they really need to play like an amazing flag football game or something. Like I don't know what it is or what they need to. Like I want them to play basketball. Honestly, like I want them to do something, and it sounds sketchy, but like they need to risk getting injured. Like they can't just. I don't want to just watch them standing around in a party just talking. That's
I
essentially what it is. It's like a
think
streaming
this
event where
year
you're
they're
just
doing
like,
the 3v3
that's the but
flag football.
it's gonna be some jogging shit like that. Like I want to see them play basketball and like get heated. Like you put competitors like that in a basketball, like they're gonna just end up playing. Like they'll be
Yeah.
fucking around at first, and then like they're just kind of like people will start bumping shoulder, like and then you just kind of start playing. Like I think that's how that works. But yeah, I hate that there's never any like competitive juices to it. And like we talked about before, the NBA switched up their way, and we're like, well, watch this. We're gonna do a 4-team layout and see how that works. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's cool to see other ones trying different things, but yeah, the Pro Bowl has just been so bad for so many years, and I remember being a kid and being super excited for it, like your Heinz Ward,
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, like
I
Andre
think
Johnson, like the mid
is
2000s
this
AFC
year.
versus NFC in Honolulu, like that shit was sweet, but like now it's just like there it is just. It looks like a streamer event. Like it looks like Kai Cenat runs the Pro Bowl every year. Like, there's just
I
media
think
everywhere,
this
and
year they
players
went
are
back to the
chilling.
players are wearing their own jerseys and helmets.
Yeah, see, and shit like
Yeah.
that is sick. Like even the
I
AFC,
think
NFC
they
years
brought
were
that back this
sweet.
year.
Like whatever, like yeah, like those were all cool. But like
Yeah.
lately it's just been silly. I'm all for it getting better. I miss wanting to watch the Pro Bowl, but now every time the AFC NFC championship games are over, I go fuck. There's no football on next week. Like it is immediately like. Damn, it's 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. Like we have that moment of like, there's no more football now. Like when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, Pro Bowl's next week. Like what are you talking about? There's no football. And now it's just like, dude, I'm not watching that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you have anything
Yeah.
else for us?
I don't believe so. That's, yeah, I got NBA stuff, but we'll touch out on that on next week when we have other time and we're shifting into playoff and there's a week off pretty much. But
Oh, you missed it. Week.
yeah, and the Sixers
All
of
right.
course are sweating behind, but
Yeah, they're not doing well. Fun fact. When Thomas Edison was bound to a wheelchair, Henry Ford bought a wheelchair for himself so that he and Edison could race.
wait, say that again. I missed the names.
Thomas
vaguely remember
Edison
the name.
was in a wheelchair
Yep,
towards the end of his life.
permanently. Okay, end of his life. Got it.
Henry Ford then bought a wheelchair so that he could race Thomas Edison.
Love that. That's some friendship. That's sweet, dude. That is so funny that you actually say that. What was I just watching the other day? Fuck. I don't want to say the wrong thing because then it's gonna sound fucked up. I feel like it was Breaking Bad. I was watching No, it wasn't. It was either Breaking Bad or just
Spoiler alert? Question
No,
mark.
no,
Okay.
no. The things I've been snapping you to. What did I snap you last night? The day before?
Some big guy walking into some dude's house to get his checkbook.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it
Like,
was Breaking Bad. I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
I told you I was just gonna keep sending you like subtle non-spoiler things that make you go, okay, that's kind of fucking funny. Like that one was one.
It was kind of entertaining, that
he did.
little clip.
He
But
walked. That's what I was like. I'm gonna get AJ to watch this show. Like I even said it to John. I was like, AJ's never seen. He said he's never seen a second of it. I was like, dude. He was like, I'll talk to him about it then. I was like, please. I was like, he needs to watch this show. I've been watching it. Like Rand and Kaylee keep walking by. They go, you're already here, and I'm like, yeah. They're like, damn, it far. I'm like, AJ like challenged me. He told me he's never seen it, so I feel like I need to watch it more. I'm like, I feel like I need to like power watch it.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Like you not see again. Like I take back every recommendation I've ever given you. Please just watch that show. But yeah, I watched that scene the other day where he walks in and he's just like, "We don't want to make Huel happy." And he's like, "What's a Huel?" He's like, "This is Huel." And he's like, "You happy?" Reasonably, like that shit is so
that's
funny.
it.
He's like, "We don't want to make him unhappy, do we?" Nope. It won't make you unhappy. This little motherfucker here not doing what he's told. Like yeah, that shit. Like that is like the kind of humor. Like it's that shit, and then it's like someone getting murdered over a drug deal, and then like someone having like a birthday party for a 2-year-old. Like it is all very like the show is just your emotions are all fucked up the whole time. But yeah, you need to watch that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that where I send you those subtle little clips. But
I'll pretend to keep watching it.
yeah, do it. Well, you did watch that one, obviously.
No, I meant the show.
Yeah,
I'll watch the Snapchats because you're sending them directly to me. But
I need you. I'll send you full fucking episodes on Snapchat. It's
Send
just
there.
there for hours, fucking clicking through. Like, hold on, boss. At the end of the snap, like out of order of some new scenes and shit. Anyway, we were watching something the other day. I think it was either a commercial on ESPN for like Special Olympics, like wheelchair basketball or something like that, or it was a scene in Breaking Bad, which feels fucked up, but it was one of the two. And I could see it in my head, but they're on a basketball court, a bunch of people in a wheelchair rolling around, shooting. Joe literally looks up and goes, "That looks fun. Can we do that?" And I was like, buddy. I was like, "You're not. I don't know how." I was like, really. I sat there for a second and was like, "All right, I need to explain this the best way possible. That like, I see what you're saying, bud, but like, no, like that's not how that works. Like, you can't do that just for fun. Like, I don't think that that's how that checks out. But yeah, it was really
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, it was like a really adorable moment where he was like, "That looks fun. Can we do that?" And I was like, "I don't think that that's. I don't think we can just go rent wheelchairs and play basketball, buddy." I was like, "I think we just run around and play."
Completely. I guess it is kind of related, but I just want to throw this out there. Do you remember donkey basketball?
Donkey basketball.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you remember this. Something that Cumberland Valley used to do, but the only reason I remember is because my sister was in high school when it used to happen.
Cumberland Valley did this.
Hmm. They would bring donkeys into the dome for charity, and the teachers would take on the like principals. They'd have to ride donkeys and play basketball.
I've never heard or
And
seen this
if your
in
donkey
my life. And
if
I
your
just
donkey
said
took a
donkey basketball,
shit
and there's
if your donkey took a shit, you had to hop off, go grab a trash can and a shovel, clean up the shit off the dome floor, and then you could get back on your donkey and continue playing.
dude. If I'm a real basketball player and you're telling me there's donkey shit on the hardwood, I'm pissed. I would, dude. No, hell no. No wonder they stopped that because I would be mad as hell. There's
I think
no
they
way I'm
stopped that
letting
because the farms turned into neighborhoods, but yeah, we'll go with that.
that. Also, yeah, that's probably a good point too. Yeah, yeah, that's true too. We are a farming town, so like they didn't really give a shit about having shit everywhere because
Yeah,
that's usual. That's normal.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Donkey basketball is wild, but anyway. All right, cool.
Anyway,
Well,
appreciate you all. Have a
GG's. Yeah.
great Friday. Have a good weekend. We'll
Good New
catch
Year.
you Sunday night. Yeah, Happy New Year. Also, for what it's worth to our locals, the farm show starts this weekend. Um, so
I
tomorrow
did not
or
know that.
today, I guess.
I did not know that.
Yeah, farm
I did.
shows.
Yeah, buddy. The boys are like, we didn't go last year because we moved. We had just moved.
Yeah,
The year before, I don't think we went because we were building. We were working on building the house and shit. We just missed it. I think I went down and grabbed a milkshake and some cheese cubes and left one night. Like I just got dinner and left.
yeah,
So this year would be like the year before the boys were just little. So it was just like they had no idea what was going on.
yeah.
So like this would be the first year where they're like really like old enough and like entertaining it. Dude, that's not that long of a drive. Bring Broody down. Let's go together.
I'll be there Saturday.
At the farm show?
Yeah, Jamie has to work. Her school recruits at the farm show, so she has to work until I think 3, and then I'll meet her there with Bruni Saturday afternoon.
Why am I just now finding out about this?
It's just a busy weekend.
Fair enough.
To be honest with you, I just planned it tonight, so
Fair enough. All right. Well, I'm hijacking plans because if she's gonna be busy and you and Broody are just chilling and walking around, me and the boys will come hang out too. Because I think Kaylee's off too. So
fair enough.
we'll come and see you and hang out and chill.
Live plans, come join us, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You don't know where we
If-
are gonna be with our children this Saturday. Don't post this until Sunday.
If honestly, if you hear this and find us, I'd be impressed. So
I will give you the sweatshirt I'm wearing at that point. It won't be a Cup of Sports sweatshirt, but I will give you my hoodie in promise for a future exchange for a Cup of Sports hoodie. If you bump into us and go, heard your episode, you're here on Saturday, I will be so happy. You will make me the happiest person in the fun show.
yep, I agree.
All right, GG's,
All right.
Happy New Year.
Take care, everybody.